Several minutes of commercial-free football starts now. Here are the Purple Mortgage Guys.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Purple Mortgage Guys. Here with Tanner and Goose, myself, Brent, three guys in the home loan business. Love doing home loans, but also love talking Minnesota Vikings football. Started a show here, started last season actually, and just going through a third mock draft week before the draft here, and want to see what our thoughts are collectively. Guys, we've done two of them so far. We went on the offensive side of the ball in the first round both times. We only played through the first three rounds in both of those. We're going to go all 7 rounds here on this one, and we're going to avoid any trades just for the sake of speed. But really curious who we end up with and how that looks. So, Tanner, Goose, you've got the board. We're going to go ahead and add that in here, and let's jump right into it.
I will say Tanner's mock draft is doing better than mine by viewership, but Bob picked my draft over Tanner's, and that's all I need.
Likes it. If Bob likes it, that's really all that matters.
That's all that matters. All right, here we go.
Coming for you, Bob.
Roll off the board here.
No trades, as much as it pains me.
Unrealistic, but we're gonna roll with it.
Ugh.
I'm restarting quick. Since we're not trading, I want to do fast speed. There we go.
That'd be much quicker.
You just want Richardson to fall.
We want Bijan to fall.
Oh, there he is. He's gone.
Yeah, because he's a good player.
No Bijan Robinson.
All right, reject all trades.
All right, so who's on our board here, Goose? Talk to me.
Deonte Banks, top name. At a glance, no trading out. Ooh, so is Zay. My vote is Deonte Banks.
Tanner, what's your vote?
Yeah, this is tough because everybody's got different big boards. Mine would probably have Zay Flowers much higher on this, but I think that corners are super hard to come by. And I think all the really good ones are going to go pretty quick. So I think I, too, would actually also go with Deonte Banks on this.
I feel like I would,
with this board specifically,
entertain a trade back here, but we're not doing that. So let's go Banks with our first selection. It feels solid. Feels like it's not a reach by any means, and it feels a huge need. And if you look at the drop-off, if you don't get Banks, you're falling back quite a bit on corner. So I agree with you guys.
All right. Yeah, I like Zay Flowers better between the two, but I think to get value here, you got to go Banks, especially since we're not trading and we're not picking again until round 3.
Yeah, when you have limited picks, that makes things a lot tougher when you have your selections. Can't really go BPA at that point.
Oh, it's such a long wait.
You know how long a wait that's going to be next week?
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some action. Maybe this is where the Daniil trade happens or something. And pick up.
All right.
Yeah.
So here's the board.
At here, Goose.
Not thrilled. First position I want to look at is wide receiver. I know Tanner, I think recently, is really falling in love with this guy here a little bit as like a later sweetheart. And Nate Dell? You like Nate Dell?
No. I actually very much think the team should stay away from Tank Dell.
Okay.
He's like the smallest player in the draft, and he had 21 drops in the last 2 seasons.
Let's see best available here. Who is it, Goose?
Safety out of Notre Dame, Brandon Joseph. Was he one of the 2 safeties that PFF had rated higher than Branch, Tanner?
No.
I didn't think so.
So Tanner, when you're looking at this, what are you seeing? Because I'll be honest, I'm getting lost at this point. So I'm relying on you guys to argue about it, and I pick a winner.
You got to go wide receiver here.
I agree. So we're on the same page there, Brent. You might not have to. And
for this board, this is pretty easy for me. But
for me, you could make an argument for Michael Wilson.
I bet that Michael
Wilson.
Willis is good too, though.
Just making sure they don't have anyone ranked way too low.
Was Josh Downs available?
No, he
He's
went.
gone. Okay.
He went pretty early.
So Tanner, is this just Tyler Scott? Talk to me on him. Is that
Tyler
your guy?
Scott's a field stretcher. So count for him is T.Y. Hilton. He's fast, runs a low 4.4. 10 of his 14 career touchdowns were from 30+ yards out. Add some punt return value.
Did not
as
just
well.
rattle that off the top of your head.
No, I got draft notes up.
Jeez.
Tanner's like the Chat GPT of football draft. Okay. So who
my
are you taking?
my pick here is Jonathan Mingo.
I knew it would be.
I just think he's actually like a slot receiver, like a big slot, kind of like Larry Fitzgerald. It's not my comp for him, but he's like 6'2", 220 pounds, 6'1", 220 pounds. Sorry. He didn't have like great quarterback play. Didn't post any like solid production in college, but he's a really good route runner, and he's been like raved on based off like the notes that I've read from other people that like coaches and scouts just love him. And I think that all of those traits, like as long as you have somebody that's willing to work and get better every day, I think that a lot of that stuff can be molded. We have a really good receivers coach here, and Justin Jefferson, who I think would also be a fantastic teacher. And I think that Mingo, if he's not the first year, I think within his second season with the Vikings, I think he would definitely be our wide receiver too.
There's no conflict through 3 rounds. I agree with this pick. I agreed that we needed to go wide receiver next, and I like Mingo the best on the board here. I think I'm gonna be upset if I'm wrong here, but I think Luke Braun, who was on our channel, thanks Luke for coming on. I think he had a tweet breaking down wide receivers, and I think Mingo was a big one for him. That there's a lot of stats left on the field, and it was from some poor quarterback play, some really missed bad passes where he was wide open.
They were a run first offense at Ole Miss too. That didn't help.
Yeah, okay. So the system didn't help him, and then there were several times where he completely beat his man. Quarterback missed him.
But I'm not comparing him to this guy either, but he's like built like AJ Brown. Like they wore the same number at Ole Miss, same college. Like he's a big chiseled dude. Works hard. He's fast. Runs a 4.46. Like I just think that would be a pick that the team would not regret making.
So should we go Mingo then? Here?
Let's go Mingo. And I think the funny thing is going to be if this plays out, Vikings fans who don't know, maybe deeper 3rd, 4th, and on round guys, they're going to see a bigger Ole Miss wide receiver. And they're going to go, oh, boy. Laquan. He is not Laquan. He's a better athlete for sure.
He's a better route runner, too.
All right. So now I feel like now's the point where it's like BPA.
Yeah.
What does Tanner think?
I see a couple of guys here that I really like, but these are the middle and the late rounds of the draft is where you find your depth players. So these guys aren't starters. Let me keep that in mind. I don't want anybody to. Oh, okay, Goose. I don't know if you saw my tweet from Sunday. That's my dude right there at the bottom.
Guy?
No. Trey Hodges Tomlinson, but we already picked the corner.
5'7", 178.
Dude, he's a stud though.
He'll go toe-to-toe with a 6'6" tight end.
He's a lockdown stud.
5'7"?
He's small, yeah. He's tiny. He's pretty tiny. For those of you that don't know, that is LaDainian Tomlinson's nephew.
Oh,
okay.
Fun fact.
Now,
we already picked corner though, so I'm not gonna.
I said BPA, Tanner. Do you? Let's say there's a couple guys that you like close to the same. Is there a position that you're trying to fill here that you feel like we really need to address?
You mean like a potential starter? I think a guy
or like solid rotational guy.
Yeah, so I think a guy that could play a lot of snaps very early. Oh my gosh. The guy I'm eyeing right now is Jacqueline Roy, the defensive lineman out of LSU. I think he's a stud.
Yeah.
But the other guy I'm really eyeing there is Ricky Stromberg. I don't think he'll be a starter day one, but I could see him like coming in, and Ezra Cleveland is coming up on a payday next year.
Hmm.
And if the team's not going to pay him, they're going to be looking for a new left guard. And I think Ricky Stromberg's a stud. He's actually a center, but I think that he has that versatility where he can play left guard if you need him to. And we don't know where Bradbury could be next year either. So,
Yeah, I think Ezra, maybe there's still part of Ezra that wants to be a tackle that could look for that elsewhere.
yeah.
I do think that center to guard is one of the easier transitions because you're losing some of that responsibility of having to be the quarterback of the offensive line. I don't know a ton of these guys like super well, and so I'm going to lean on you as well, Tanner.
Let's go with Jacqueline Roy.
Okay.
He's a 1-year wonder. He was only a 1-year starter at LSU, but this is another guy. Just based off some of my stuff I got here, relentless effort each and every snap. Never came off the field. Played 3 downs. Lightning quick first step.
I like those notes.
And he had one of the best bench presses at the combine. 30 reps of 225. So he's strong. And Lance Zierlein's comp for him was Javon Hargrave, who's a stud.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I like that pick.
Let's see how we roll to 158 here.
Whoa.
I see another name I really like there. I'm really sitting beside myself wondering if the team's going to draft more than one corner.
I mean, they absolutely could.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they could too. I just don't know if I want to waste all my picks on corners.
Is there a position group here that you want to look at? Just make sure there's not someone hanging down low on the board. That
What round are we in right now? 4 or 5?
5.
Round 5.
I can't believe some of these names that are still available. I thought this was all going to be like trash by now, but this is a solid big board.
Oh
is
gosh,
the best guy?
I thought about taking this guy in round 2. I know you don't. I know you're not a big fan of him, Tanner.
I actually
Michael,
haven't watched a lot of him, but I just like based off like everything I have seen, I don't know like how his name keeps popping up on people's feeds.
He's a big guy who can move. Injuries is his big bugaboo.
Yeah, I haven't watched Michael Wilson yet, honestly. Like,
let's make Tanner make a selection here. What do you got?
So Goose, you're leaning receiver again because he's still there, but I have a couple names here. Is DeMarvion Overshown? Is he the number 1 player on the board on this on here right now?
He is.
Yeah.
And
32 overall. Great value.
So I like him and Mike Morris, but I think I would probably lean with Overshown just because linebacker is a weakness for us right now.
Yeah.
A severe weakness, I feel like. Jordan Hicks is old, and Asamoah doesn't really have a counterpart, and I think Troy Dye is a turd. So I like Overshown as depth, and he's versatile. He's versatile. He's fast. He's actually a former safety, and I think that Flores would really like his versatility to come in and I think he would be like a super solid like special teams ace his first year, and then after Hicks is gone, I think you could entertain him as a potential starter.
I also think he could almost play like a lesser Asamoah role where he maybe gives Hicks a little bit of a breather. Like I think he could get snaps on defense year 1. I think Hicks looked a little slow last year. He's gone after this year. And then I don't want to take anything away from Asamoah because I'm excited about him, but I'm almost getting nervous about how many people are like, Asamoah is just going to be great. He's shown flashes, but the amount of people that are just like, we've got our guy,
I agree,
is a little crazy. He's small, and it is turning into a speed league. I think he's going to have a good career, but
the 2 cons on him were he's raw. Like I said, he's former safety, still learning the linebacker position, and he's pretty small for a linebacker. He's under 230 pounds. So I do think that there's some deficiencies in the potential run game as well. I think he could easily probably get mauled, but there are pros and cons with every player. So
I'm liking how you've addressed need quite a bit throughout this. So that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, we just missed a kicker. Brent's not happy about it.
Ooh. Tanner, you're not a big fan of this guy, but I think the value is there in the 6th round.
3 QBs at the top of the board. That would never happen.
So this is your Kirk Cousins of the future.
Dude, I hate all 3 of those guys. You can't see it, but these names here that have red, all 3 of those at the bottom there are Thompson, O'Connell, and Hayner. That's not a joke.
How cool would it be to have an O'Connell on the team, though, Tanner? Come on.
That would be pretty sweet, actually. But I just hope he never sees the field. I don't actually hate Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I just don't ever see him as any more than like a Tyler Huntley, like a backup QB who's going to come
flyer,
in, stretch the field with his legs a little bit if you need him to. He actually has a cannon of an arm, but Joe Webb did too, and we know how that worked out. So, if you like QB there, that's totally cool to me.
I think we've turned over the reins here to Tanner Weber on this one. So
Malik Cunningham's still there too.
So you like Malik more than you like Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
No, Malik Cunningham he's a running back.
Here's the deal: Chris Sims has wild takes, and he's been wrong. Chris Sims has Dorian Thompson-Robinson in his top 5 quarterback rankings, and he played the position.
That's wild to me.
In the 6th, it could be wild. He could never be anything more than a backup. He could be gone in 2 years.
I mean, the one thing he has going for him is a lot of experience. Like, we already know he can make plays on the ground. 28 career rushing touchdowns, 5-year starter.
So here's what you've
said. I run a QB every year. This is what we talk about.
Timeout. Yes. One, Brent, you have been on that forever, and I like it.
Yeah.
Here's what Tanner has said in the past 3 minutes. I hate him. He's in red. He does have a cannon of an arm. He's super athletic, and he does have experience on his side.
Those are the things he has going for him.
He also said I don't hate him.
But QBs throw the ball. The number one thing you're asked to do as a quarterback, especially in our system, is to be an accurate passer, and that's not like a strength of his.
What would be the easiest thing to improve on a quarterback?
Can you click on QBs? Can I see who else is still available? Let's take a QB here.
Let's do it.
I have one name in my head, but I want to.
If we're taking a quarterback, it's going to be really hard for me to get off of that name.
I got one name in my head. I want to see if he's still available. It doesn't look like it. Keep scrolling down.
Who's the guy?
He's gone. Stetson Bennett.
No. Yeah, he's gone.
The QB for the
he's right here.
532 on the board.
Why is he down so far?
Because he's 30 years old and undersized,
and
he's fighting some legal issues. So
he was celebrating the national championship, and he just decided to drive home.
He just needs Kirk to influence him.
And he just decided to drive home. That's all.
Yeah, he's small, but I just think that like he had a really good combine, and like we obviously seen that he can play with like the best competition in college football. So I just think that that's like a really good flyer.
I agree.
Well, at 532, you could probably sign him after the draft, and then you don't have to waste a pick on a quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. We don't want to do that. Let's make this last
25, turns 26 in October.
Yeah,
he's almost as old as Daniil, and we were talking about him being old.
He's out of his prime on year 2, sophomore season.
All right, let's skip Stetson. We're going to sign him in free agency.
As much as I did just crap on that pick, I have been on record to say when the combine happens, people just forget about production, and he has won 2 national championships. And I like a quarterback that can win.
Just real quick, Goose. Yes or no? Or actually, not yes or no. It's an answer. You would rather have Dorian? You like the upside with him better than Stetson Bennett?
I think when you're betting on someone with upside, age matters.
Okay.
If Stetson was like going to come in and produce at 25, perfect. If he's a project at 25 years old,
yeah,
not a fan of that.
Little QBs usually are, but go back to the overall board real quick. I just want to see who else is available. I actually don't think we should go QB here, but I haven't watched a lot of these guys. I recognize some names, but
Okay, my pick is locked in at Dorian Thompson-Robinson. You pick your guy. Brent's the tiebreaker. You tell me if I need to stop moving.
I did see one name. I just want to check something here quick.
If you guys are still watching this 20 minutes in, welcome. Like, we should send you a gift.
I
So
know who
throw
I
comments
want.
in here.
They're biting their nails for our 6th-round selection.
I got one, Goose.
They didn't. If you didn't lose them when you scrolled down to 532, they are locked in for the long haul.
He's a national championship quarterback.
There are
Brent.
some like really freaking good edge rushers still on this board, and I cannot.
All right.
I want.
You want to look
this
at
guy
edge?
named what was his name? Bumper.
I know who I want right there. Viliami Fehoko Jr.
Say that 3 times fast.
Goose, search the name Bumper. There's a guy named Bumper in there.
Can he kick?
This has gone off the rails.
Could you imagine if we had done trades?
Yeah, Bumper pool.
That's not real. There's going to be a guy in next year's draft. His name is Kool-Aid.
And he's good, right?
He's the best corner in the college
he's
football
really
right now.
good.
You tell me that those offensive linemen aren't going to be nervous when they're lining up worried about Bumper pool.
All right. So
I would be.
we're in discussion on a quarterback, Bumper, or an edge rusher.
Edge rusher. Give me the
Tanner's
depth.
looking at 18 sheets of Excel notes. I'm going with my gut on a quarterback. Brent's going on name value. And Tanner is digging deep in his scouting notes.
Give Brent what he wants. Let's pick Bumper.
No. We just picked a linebacker. No. I'm vetoing it.
I actually did watch
this
Fehoko.
guy?
Viliami Fehoko Jr. Doesn't say junior in his name.
Oh,
he is a junior.
there he is.
Number 3 overall graded edge defender in college football last year.
By PFF.
And also, yes, and number 3 graded run defender. So count for him as Emmanuel Agba. He had 44 tackles for loss and 22 sacks in his last 3 seasons in college football. It's a stud.
Wow. So he's graded high and he's at the production number.
This guy's real, guys.
The Bumper pool. What do you think his real name is?
That's his real name.
Bumper. All right,
Bumper,
Brent.
last name Pool. All
Are
right,
we going Fehoko or are we going Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
I don't think it matters at this point. Let's go with
The fans want a quarterback.
I want a quarterback. I am pounding the table for a quarterback every year until we find one. So
fans want a QB. Let's pick Thompson.
I'm a man of the people.
And
DTR, baby.
Maybe your edge guy will be a steal in the 7th round. We don't have a 7th round pick.
I hope if we sign Bumper Pool as an undrafted free agent, I'm going to training camp with you guys. So.
I'm not gonna lie. I would. This is a good draft.
Man,
I would.
Tanner's giving himself a round of applause.
That is a solid A-. All
right. Let's see. Bumper ended up going to the Eagles at 248.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Brett now hates him.
And Fehoko went 227.
And I now hate him.
Where did Hendon Hooker go? I'm just curious.
And how high did he go?
Oh,
44 to the Bucks.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good. Realistic.
There's your guy, Josh Downs, 41, ahead of Jalen Hyatt, the track runner.
Josh Downs is also a track runner.
Well, guys, when we started this one, before we hit record, we said, this will be a quick, we're not going to do any trades, probably 10, 15 minutes.
Famous last words.
We end up the whole range of emotions from Tanner on these QBs that are available late. We found out there's a guy in the draft named Bumper Pool. And if you're still with us 24 minutes in, leave us a comment. Tell us if you like that, don't like that. And I feel like we need a Kirk Cousins you like that right now. But thanks for watching. Subscribe if you've not already done so, and we'll try to be better next time. Have a great day, everybody.